what it's going to take in order to get this program moving forward, because we've been talking about this now for several years. And we have to compromise. And I can honestly say there isn't anybody sitting on the F.U.M.P committee that got everything they were looking for as far as the package was concerned. There was a very diverse group of people as far as their mindset, as far as what they were looking for, as far as what they were advocating for, and different portions of it, and what it came to was a meeting of the minds and a consensus. And as far as removing the annex or keeping it here, that was just a thought that was put forth and decided to be worthy of consideration so that we could put more to make a final decision. The renovation of this building, whatever is going to be done with it, if we voted in favor of this override tomorrow, is at least 3.5 to 4 years away. So we do have time to make good, thoughtful decisions from a cost-effective standpoint and from a community standpoint as far as what we want to see the center of our town looking like. And so we have the time to do it. We don't have the same amount of pressure on us that is coming to bear in relation to the school needs. We have kids being housed in temporary housing over here, and we have police department over here that you'll see later on that is, built to the rafters with the.
Well, that you know is a situation.
No, so what I'm saying is so, but
I no question. If a firm decision is made to do with what to do with this building before a vote on the new school, we're not going to get the new school.
And again, I appreciate the input. Mr. Wheeler.
Okay.
But this wing here seems it could head to be on the surplus list. Before it gets onto the surplus list, did you ever consider putting the police department in here? In this one?
Yes, we did. I think part of the other, I'm glad you brought that up. One of the things that you're going to see over the next few weeks is a series of articles, and the transcript has agreed to assist in getting the information out as to how F.U.M.P arrived at its decision. And it's a whole host of questions like that. As I said, why are we building a new high school? Why are we renovating the bachelor school? Why are we putting an addition on the bachelor school? Instead of putting the police station over here, yes. Instead of putting the fire station over here, yes. And we considered making a combination of police and fire station, yes. And we just town all only, yes. And we have had a whole host of proposals, and I can't think of, I haven't heard a new one yet. In the last 2 years, we have heard every combination as to what can be done in different facilities, sorted through it, weighted, cost factor-wise, and we hope to address in the next few weeks prior to town meeting, and basically a question and answer type format in the paper. Most commonly asked questions, how do we arrive at that decision?
Sir, I think in a simple way of answering your question, nothing can be done with this building until the decision is made by the town voters to either build a new school or not. Now, if they vote to build a new school, now all the plans that and options we have come into play. If they vote no new school, this stays a school, and maybe if you can come up with some money, obviously, you just repair what needs to be done and nothing changes.
No, I'm just saying, knowing the last 2 town meetings, and that it got voted down twice already, the reasons why it got voted down, because a decision was never made to do with this building.
That's true, but one of the things that everyone has to understand, let's open the door a little bit. There was, as Steve alluded to, a variety of interests on F.U.M.P, a variety of desires what to do with all kinds of pieces. One of the most contentious, frankly, was whether or not, and Steve alluded to this as well, was whether or not to move Town Hall. Okay, you and I know each other well. You know where I stand on that.
Right.
That notwithstanding, and I'll share that with anyone later, but the fact of the matter is that what we looked at was a reasonable way to, one, have a purpose for this structure, assuming it no longer remains the bachelor school, and 2, have a way to take all of our disparate interests, at least close to being met and close to being understood, was to come up with, frankly, what is a compromise and say that we know that if the plan goes forward, because of the reasons Steve mentioned and many, many others, moving school administration makes sense. What we looked at was, let's leave open one option of whether or not Town Hall comes here. And by the way, who has which part of the building, unless it was at a meeting I missed, that's not necessarily definitive. So just because something's coming here doesn't necessarily, at this point, preclude anything else. But we had enough difference of opinion on moving Town Hall that reflects, I believe, the town itself, that we said, look, let's make sure there's a use for this building, there's a purpose going forward, and let's maintain a few options. Will that make it a little harder to sell? We'll have to see. It was the only way to get a compromise together.
And by the way, the other was to solve the historic. If I might, Steve, Jeremy,
I think we should make it clear, the F.U.M.P committee has taken a position at this point to move town hall here, but that will cost more money. The reason the option is being explored is because it was suggested to us that the town might prefer to take off this wing because it would cost less money. But the present position of F.U.M.P is to move town hall here.
Well, F.U.M.P and town meeting ought to say it that way.
Well, the way the questions came up, it just sort of geared it in a different way, as if the decision had already been made to take this down, and that's not the case.
Mr. Pasquale.
I rise in opposition to what's happening. And what's happening right now is everybody's defending and indirectly is selling. So I say, let's take the tour. Let's be here till 12 o'clock at night. Well, there's a lot of questions.
No, I understand.
I know a lot of the answers.
What I was going to say was we should
I
move on with the
think we ought
tour.
to move on with the tour.
I agree with
and
you.
afterwards come back and even down these details.
Thank you.
What we're going to do is we're going to turn it over to Mrs. Christodoulou, the principal of the back to school, so we don't get lost in this maze.
Okay.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to be critical.
No, it's fine.
Well, thank you. That will lead us on to the next. I just want to say that I appreciate everybody coming here tonight and taking the time to look over this school. And I also appreciate the difficult decisions that the town has to make. It's not easy for everybody to come together in a town and come to one meeting place. It's so hard for everyone to agree. So I'm just going to take one little piece, which is the Bachelor School, tell you a little bit about it, tell you where it's headed, and give you a tour so you can see for yourself. Right now, I have 482 students registered for September. This is a 9% jump in the population, a little bit more than that actually, from 3 years ago. Each grade level, and when I talk about a grade level, I mean grade 1, all of the grade 1 children. Each grade level has 4 full classrooms. So kindergarten has 4 sections. Right now, the kindergarten classes are between 22 and 23 students per section. Grade 1 has the same number of children, between 22 and 23 children per section. And it goes on like that right up through grade 4. So, right now, look in this cafeteria. This is the cafeteria for the school. There are approximately 30 of us seated here. I have to seat in one seating approximately 170 students have to sit here and eat. Imagine that. And there are only 30 of us here now. I have to have 3 seatings for lunch. The first seating is the first grade. Because they're so young, we let the first grade, all approximately 88 of them to 90 of them, eat one grade. We need to teach them how to do it right. We need to get comfortable, so we don't want to overwhelm them. But then I have to serve 2nd and 3rd grade lunch together. Let's take the smaller number of 88 students in the 2nd grade and 88 students in the 3rd grade. That's 170 students, 76 students if I count it right, that need to sit in this small room. And then I need to do it again for 4th and 5th grade. And there's one bathroom right there. That's it. Imagine, you don't have to imagine, that's reality. Another reality. Behind us are 4 modular classrooms. There are approximately 100 children, well, no, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, closer to the 96 children in there at one time. There is no water in there. There is one bathroom. unless they decide to go through the entire school, up the stairs, down the hallway, to a bathroom. I hope that gives you some sort of a picture of what we're dealing with here. And that's just this very small area of the school. That's September 2001's little picture. Let's jump to September 2002. My current 4th grade class has about 96 students in it. That may be an exaggeration by 2 or 3 students. Well, I'm going to need 4 5th grade classrooms next year. I need to add another classroom to this school. I have no more classrooms. This year I took half of the library for a classroom. There is not another inch of space for another classroom in this building. Therefore, I need another modular. And I will be at over 500 students beginning September 2001. That's the picture and that's the reality. So I care very much about the batch elder. I care about the crowding problem for the children. I care about the lack of facilities, and I think that that's something that we all need to recognize. So let me begin the tour. We'll begin in the modular classrooms, where right now we have 3 5th grades and a music room. The music room will disappear, as I said, next year, and become a classroom, and I will need another modular. Because I certainly can't set up music here with 170 some odd children eating here every day. I'm going to take maybe one question because we've got to go on tour. Yes.
Been reading the letters in the transcript for the last couple of months. Are you sure this tour is safe?
I just want you to know tonight I opened one light switch. It went boom. It smoked, and a little sprinkle of ash came down, and I thought, darn, wrong timing. It should have happened when we were on tour. So,
I would call it official.
We just have the tour right here in this room. You want to take a look up in the ceiling over there? Just want to point.
yeah, we're going to do that. Sorry. Okay, got a schedule.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Does it make more sense to break up the group into a couple? Because
Good. Wayne, you want to take
No.
that?
what happens is,
I'm Pam. How are you?
Good, out there with
Good to see you.
They won't stop it.
However you, looks like we're here. Welcome to the Beach.
Well, they said they were gonna go with full day too, and that's one whole other room. Did they get allocated? Came first. I did mine. Because that made
Except for the leaky roof.
You either tell me they can't, my father ran 350 in a smaller place than that. Do they eat all day? This is perfect. This, I wonder how well we share. For tonight, I'm gonna go with a couple of the other schools. Tonight? How many days of history there?
Like this. These are the modulars. They're the only storage space in the classrooms is that closet where those 2 gentlemen are standing. And that storage closet serves 2 rooms. We do not have any telephone connections down here. So the teachers, in fact, of their own volition, carry little portable phones in case of an emergency. The only access that they have to the main office is through a switch that they can pull, and hopefully the secretary sitting in her chair so she can see the light up.
Why won't they bring the phone lines down?
I can't answer those questions. I do the best I can.
Huh? Is that permanent?